Alright, this is my second take, and I'm kind of glad you didn't see the first one. I did it, and it was about 16 minutes long, and I just wasn't happy with it. But we're going to try this again. So this video is going to be about how I don't actually hate the 1911. I know that the past two videos, it seemed like I was really throwing on the hate of that design, and that was not my intention. My intention was to basically say, not a great gun to concealed carry. And you know, I outline my reasons. It's too heavy, it's rounds limited, it can be finicky with magazines and ammo. But I want to talk about in this video some of the things it does really well. And so what it does well is, first off, most of them are chambered in the .45 ACP caliber. That is a as combat handguns go, that's a heavy-hitting caliber. When I say combat handguns, I'm talking about guns that are used to fight with. They're not used for hunting generally. They're not used for you know, just plinking around, which some people do. But I'm talking about guns chambered in 9mm, 40 Smith & Wesson, or 45 ACP. And as those three cartridges go, it hits pretty hard. So it does that well. It shoots that round well. Why does it do that? Well, one of the reasons I said it's not good for concealed carry is because it's heavy. However, because it's heavy, it allows you to shoot the 45 ACP relatively pleasantly. Honestly, if I had to describe the recoil impulse of 9mm, 40, and 45, 9mm is basically the standard. 40, I would call that snappy. So 9mm, let's just say like this. 40 wants to go and just pop back on you. And 45 is more of a thud. It's like, does that make sense? Maybe it doesn't make sense. If you shoot them, you'll know. My recommendation, shoot them. Shoot guns anytime you can. Shoot all three, find what you like. But, so like I said, shooting 45, relatively pleasant out of this gun. And it's been sitting here. You guys don't want to see my face, you want to see the gun. So this particular gun, this is a Ruger SR 1911, loaned to me by my brother for two reasons. One, so I could make him an outside the waistband holster. Yes, this holster is awesome. Of course, I made it. I make good stuff. Once I get my online business, I'm going to start selling it to you. Buy it. But now that I've finished my shameless plug, we'll go back to the gun. So, like I said, this 2 pounds of steel shoots the 45 ACP relatively pleasantly. Additionally, that grip angle, here, let's see if I can get a, there you go, that grip angle right there is the standard setter for the world. So a Glock has more of an angle like this, and it causes you to basically tilt your wrist forward in order to get the sights aligned. This has a very natural grip angle right here. John Moses Browning kind of knew what he was doing with ergonomics. Over 100 years ago, he got it right. And this is still setting standards for the world in, you know, grip angles for firearms. That trigger, clear, is light and crisp. This particular gun, not even a high-end 1911, but it's probably about 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds, and breaks like a potato chip. So what does that mean? That means that you can shoot a heavy-hitting caliber very accurately because the recoil is going to be minimal and the trigger is going to be great. So that's the benefit of the 1911. That's why lots of people do. They make the sacrifice in weight and size. They say, I'm willing to take a 2-pound pistol that has a 5-inch barrel and stick it in my pants. Why? Because they can shoot it well. And I respect that. I do. It is the most important thing with concealed carry is being able to hit your intended target, because the last thing you want to do is to shoot somebody that's not a bad guy, minding their own business, because you can't hit with your weapon. Which, that goes into what I talked about in the last video, I recommend 9mm, and I recommend a polymer gun with a great trigger because of those reasons. Now, if you're bound and determined to carry this, because this is what you can hit with, go for it. I would much rather you carry a 2-pound pistol that you can hit a bad guy with than some light little Wonder 9 that you're spraying and praying with. Makes a lot more sense in that regards. But for most of us, you know, we're going to have to strike that balance. Okay? So we've talked about the 45, we've talked about the angle of grip, we've talked about the trigger, and finally let's just talk about the history. You know, this gun, this model of gun right here was used in 2 world wars. It's been used by law enforcement, it's been used by MARSOC, it's been used by some really awesome organizations. Maybe you want to use this gun or have this gun because of the historical significance. Well, that's okay. I get it. My disparaging comments were basically saying, okay, I understand that some people want to carry it, but it's basically comparing a 69 Camaro. You know, it's cool. It's got that, you know, that classic coolness to it, versus Toyota Corolla. You know, is it as cool? No, it's not that cool, but you know, the gas mileage is great. You know what I mean? So that's basically what this video is about. You know, I don't hate 1911s. I think they have their place. I think their place is confined to competition and home defense rather than the concealed carry. But I also know that some guys do it and they do it very successfully, and you know, and they're perfectly happy with it. It's not for me. You know, I have one. I shoot it for fun. You know, I can punch holes in paper bad guys or ring some steel with it, but you're not going to see me carrying it, you know, inside my pants, going to work, or what have you. You make the choice for yourself. I'm just trying to point out the pros and cons for the weapon system. But with that being said, subscribe to the channel. I know that most of you who are watching this video are not subscribed to the channel. I know that because I can see how many subscribers, English, it's hard sometimes, how many subscribers I have, and I can also see how many views I have. So subscribe to the channel, show it some love, give it a thumbs up, and if you hate the video, give it a thumbs down. I don't care. Just interact with the video. It really helps the channel grow. And then comment. I love to get feedback. It helps me give direction to the channel, even though right now, I will say, right now I don't really care about your direction for the channel. I'm having so much fun making gun videos that I think I'm going to keep doing it for a while and see how it goes, because it's a blast for me. But like I said, interact with the channel and subscribe, so that way you know when the next video comes out. Otherwise, I'm going to keep harassing you on Facebook and sending them your way because I enjoy it so much and I love to get your feedback on it. So, that being said, that's this week's video. Loved making it, and I will see you next week.